Then we have arrived to the last built-in texture in Blender, and that is the white noise texture that I will go through in this lesson. So what we have here is a value output, and we have a color output. So the value is grayscale and the color is in color. What white noise texture is doing is that it creates a new value for each value that comes in. So if we send in a lot of different values, we get another set of different values out here. So let's connect that with texture input just to see. So Shift A, input, and a texture coordinate, and we can just use UV and 2D and take the color to the base color here. And you can see as soon as I put that in, you can see it flashes of different small pixels here. And if I get really close here, you can see while I'm scrolling that you have different types of pixels. But when I'm standing still like this, it's really hard to see that it's some type of variations. So what you need to do when you use white noise texture is to filter the values that comes in, so we don't send in all the values in the same time, but filter out just the values that we want to do or want to change into some random. So let's do a very simple example here where I will add a vector math. So Shift A, and then I go to converter and vector math, put that in here, and I change it to scale. And I can put that to like 5 or something like that. And between here I can then add a floor. So I just copy this one, press Shift D, and then I select floor. So we have that in. And suddenly you can see now that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares in both the X and the Y direction, and that is because floor takes away all the decimals. So we get 0 to 5 here from the UV, but we also get a lot of decimals, and that means that we have a range here with decimals, but since floor takes them away, it's the same value from start to end here, and that means that we get the same random value out from the white noise texture here. And now it's some type of pale pink color, and if you want to change that, then you can just put in like an add after here and just scroll it through and use that as a seed. So if I just take a copy of this one, pressing Shift D and change it to add, and I just change this here, you can see that now I change the range of colors here. And the same if I don't want to use squares, then of course I just change the input to be something else. So let's say that I just want to have lines, then I just separate this into an X, Y, Z. So I disconnect this here and I will add separate. So Shift A, converter, separate X, Y, Z like this. And I change this to 1D, since it's just one-dimensional. I use the X value here, and now you can see that I get this in this direction, and then I can just scroll through by this add to change until I find colors that I think will match this. And it depends, the result of course depends on what you use here. So if I use like a noise texture, it will follow the noise texture. And so on, and I can show you that as well, so you can see that it's not just lines and squares, but also very strange patterns that you can get out from the white noise texture. So I just press Shift A, texture, select my noise texture here, take the UV in here, and we can use the color and the 2D here to control it. So if I use this, and then I can use a vector math, so I select multiply, vector math multiply like this, and I can change this to scale. It will be easier to work with, and put that at 10, so we use the same amount of scale in both height and in width. And then it's a floor here, so copy this one, Shift D, change it into floor. See if we can find floor. There we have it. And finally into the white noise texture. And now you can see that we get the white noise from the noise texture here. And if I change the scale, you can see that it intersects in different ways with the color that we have in the white noise texture here. So from this noise texture, you can then produce another type of noise texture with this. And if I then use just the multiply and put like 10 here and 5 here, then I can just play with some stuff as well. So you can do whatever you want. And if you increase or decrease the details here, everything will of course follow that. Since the noise texture is the one that decides when some value should change as input for this white noise texture. So that is how it will work and how it's working right now, and we will probably use white noise texture more than once in this course, so you will be really familiar with it before this course ends. But that is how it works, and hopefully you have learned that, and I will just see you in the next session, so I say bye for now.